Hi. Is that an echo? Thank you guys for being here early. We're still going to wait for a few people. We'll get comfortable. And if you want, you can take a look. You guys can all see the agenda, correct?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
You can hear.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you see the agenda? Can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. We're just getting settled in. We have a few more folks joining us. And I definitely want to start within the next 5 minutes. So we will do so. Okay, everybody can hear me? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Great. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
So many voices. So
Yes, we can hear you.
awesome. Welcome. Happy Friday. I hope everybody is safe and sound during this very stressful time. What you have wandered into today is something called the Hostos Student Leadership Academy Friday Semester Workshop Series. On a regular basis, members of the Hostos Student Leadership Academy meet on Fridays to hear from speakers who are distinguished in their field and share ideas about leadership and service and getting involved, entrepreneurship, a lot of other things. We wanted to do something that was in our regular sequence of events, which was we had been doing something called the scholarship orientation each year at the beginning of the year in collaboration with the scholarships department. And we wanted to celebrate and honor that by bringing some folks together and providing you with some information about the scholarships that are currently open within the Hostos system and some external scholarships that you might be eligible for as well. And we have Ms. Mayi Libfeld here to speak about scholarships. We also are going to take the opportunity to, when we talk about scholarships, to talk about one of our honor societies here at the college, which is called, sorry, my son, is called Phi Theta Kappa, International Honor Society. And for students who are high achieving, have a 3.5 GPA and receive an invitation, you have access to a lot of scholarships. And so the advisor for Phi Theta Kappa is also with us today to talk about that, and that's Ms. Rocio Rayo, Professor Rocio Rayo. And then we will get into the specifics of some of the scholarships, because as students, you should know that your student government, the students who represent you, have put together 3 specific scholarships for Hostos students, and they are going to come and speak today. The president, Muiz Agbaje, along with members of the SJ, will be here to speak briefly about each of the 3 scholarships that are open and available, so that you know that those exist and you're eligible for them or not eligible for them. But whatever, they will give you the basics of each scholarship so that you know what you may be eligible for. And then we'll have some members of our group, the Student Leadership Academy, just talk about the scholarships that they've received, the value of volunteering, and the value of being a part of a community that develops your leadership skills. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, the scholarship coordinator, Ms. Mayi Libfeld, to take the lead. And it looks like I'm already having technical problems, so hopefully we will get to this without much issue. So Mayi, please feel free to take over.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's so good to see you all here. So many students, actually. So I'm very happy to see that you all took this time to join us in this workshop. Today, my main goal is to more than just inform you and fill up your brains with so much information about scholarships, is to answer your questions. I know that all of you, or a lot of you, have so many questions about scholarships and the application process and whether you qualify or not for something and the type of scholarships that we offer at Hostos. So my main interest today is to be able to answer those questions for you. I do have a PowerPoint presentation. However, I don't plan to go very much in detail, slide by slide. I'll be, going through the main slides and tell you a little bit about the information. What I will spend a lot of time on, and I do want to do that, is showing you around the scholarship system, how to find it from the Hostos website, and how to create your profile and how to apply for every particular scholarship that we're offering. Every semester we offer many different scholarships. This semester, for example, we're offering more than 10 scholarships. 3 of those, as Jason mentioned before, is the Student Government Association is offering them. And they always do a wonderful job. They always offer at least 3 scholarships every semester. And those are great opportunities for you to apply to. So I'm not going to talk more, except for, let me tell you that I think this is very important. If you have any questions, I don't want to wait until the very end of all that I would be saying, so that I can get your questions answered. Kumba, my assistant, is also here in this meeting. So if you have any questions, you can just post them in the comment section, and she will make sure to let me know when I have enough questions that I need to make a stop and answer those for you. Also, there was something else that I needed to say, but it just escaped my mind, so I'm just going to continue. Let me share my screen right now. Not sure if you can see all of this mess yet, not yet. Here it is. Got it? Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. So this is the PowerPoint presentation that I'll be going through later. But I want to start this presentation by showing you around the scholarship system and how to find out. This is a whole mess here, so don't pay much attention to all of these pages. And I didn't need to open an extra one. Here, so everyone is familiar with this page, the way that it looks like? Yes or no? Okay. I don't hear anybody, but I would assume that everybody knows the Hostos website, how to go around it somehow. So I'm just going to go through it. From here, if you click where it says login to,
I'm sorry, Maggie, we are only seeing the PowerPoint presentation, not the.
Yeah, I think the screen share hasn't started yet.
okay, so that's very good. Thank you for letting me know. Let me just close that. And let me share again. And now I'll choose this one. See, now can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, correct?
Yes, that's true.
Great.
That's good.
Great. So the host website, I think we might be familiar with that. If from here you click where it says login to, and on the student side, you scroll all the way down to where it says scholarships and grants, it's going to take you to this page with this picture. You scroll down a little bit to the middle of the page, it's going to show you a link. And if you click on that link, it's going to take you to the scholarship page. This is it. This is the way that it looks. And here you can see all the Hostos scholarships that we're offering this semester. All of these ones that you can see a deadline.
I have a question.
Just 1 second. This is the very last. You have to apply to submit your application if you want to be considered for that scholarship. Yes, who is it? Who has a question?
Yes, this is Sukmani. So my question is, like earlier, I used to log in and I was able to like immediately, sign in and everything. And now I don't know, my password is expired or something has happened and it's not letting me like sign in. So I'm not sure.
Okay. So that's not uncommon. It happens sometimes. Now the question would be, are you able to access your webmail, your Hostos emails?
Yes.
Okay, then that will be something that we will have to find out with the IT people. I don't know if you have their contact information. Maybe you can contact them and explain what's happening.
Okay.
Because the system communicates with your same username and password as for your Hostos email account.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay. And if after you communicate with them, you still experience the same issues, then you can just get back to me and let me know what's happening and I'll try to find out on my end if there's something preventing you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So these are all the scholarships that we're offering this semester. If you scroll down, you can see them all. Click on top of every name, then it's going to give you all the details about that particular scholarship, everything that you need to do to apply and qualify, all the documents that you need to gather, whether you need to write an essay, you need letters of recommendations, you need a copy of your transcript, anything that you would need to get in order to apply and qualify for this scholarship. When we go back, there's also different tabs in the system. If you click under opportunities and click where it says external, then it's going to show you a list of scholarships that are not Hostos scholarships. They're being offered by different organizations outside. And what we do is we put them up here so that the students know that those opportunities exist somewhere. They're being offered and you can also apply to those. So let's click in there and see what we can find. These are the scholarships that we have. You can see the deadlines here. And from here, the only thing that you can do is visit the websites. Once you visit those websites, then you can find all the information, everything that you need to know about that scholarship. So apply and to qualify for it, okay? But it is important for you to know that you can also not only benefit from Hostos scholarships, but there are so many other scholarships outside of Hostos that you could be benefiting from. So go back to ours. Now back to ours. Once you're ready to start applying for scholarships, then you need to make sure that you sign in the system. To sign in, you click here, where it says sign in, and you would have to provide to enter your Hostos credentials, which is the same username and the password that you use for your Hostos email account. Now, pay attention. A lot of students, that when they say, I'm not able to access the system, I'm using my credentials, I don't know what's happening. Sometimes what's happening is that you're using your credentials for CUNY First or Blackboard, the system doesn't work with that. The system works only with your Hostos email account, the username and the password that you have, that you use for that. So my credentials already, I'm just going to click sign in and make sure also that you select this tab as an applicant. Because if you select the other one, then it's probably not going to let you in. So I'm here, enter my information, only the username, then the same password, sign in. This is me. Now I'm going to go as an applicant so that you can see how you would see the system. This is how you would see it. However, if it is the first time that you access the system, what you would see is something called general application. It's going to show you all of these questions that you would have to provide an answer for. And this is basically a profile in the scholarship system that you have to create before you can apply to any of the scholarships that we are offering or that we offer every semester. This is a one-time thing. You only have to create your profile one time. And after that, that's it. You're ready to start applying. This is very basic. It's nothing too long. It's, you know, your name, contact information, some questions about your marital status, if you know your expected graduation date, because some scholarships are offered for single parents. We want to know that this is the reason for this question here. We want to know whether you have children or no, how many are they, and whether you're married or not. That's the only reason for that question there. Whether you're an international student just for informational purposes, because I have received this question before also. International students are those who come to the United States to study, and once they finish, they graduate, they have to go back to their country. They're here under a student visa. So if that's your case, then you will be an international student. If that's not your case, anything else, then you're not an international student. Here is a question about honors and distinctions that you may have received, whether at Hostos or somewhere else. You can list all. If for some reason, for some questions, you don't have an answer, then you can just leave it blank and skip to the next. Now, the more information that you provide here on your profile, the stronger it would make you as an applicant. So be sure that even if you don't have an answer to that question now, but at some moment that changes, then you can always come back and update your profile, even after you submit it. There's some questions here about community service. So it is very important for you to provide that information. If you have been participating with an organization, doing community service activities, events with them, then you can enter all of that information in here. Again, if you don't have that information, leave it blank, skip to the next question. Significant extracurricular activities, it says Hostos here, but if outside of Hostos you have participated in extracurricular activities, that counts as well. So just enter the information if you have anything to enter. Internships, experiences, and any other kind of participation that you have had with different organizations. And again, if you need more space, you can add more space here to enter more information. Then here, this is about your work experience. This could be the current job that you have if you're working, or the last one that you had. These are some questions about financial aid, whether you have applied for financial aid, yes, no, planning to apply. Are you receiving financial aid, yes, no? And then there's this little box in here. This is very important. In this box, you have to enter a personal statement or biographical statement, or in other words, a few lines, a few sentences about yourself. So this is your chance to introduce yourself in front of the different people from Hostos, faculty and staff who would be serving as reviewers for the different scholarships that you applied to. So this information that you put here, this profile, is going to be evaluated next to the scholarship application that you put, that you submit. So it's very important for you to put here a few lines about yourself. This is your introduction. And here you can talk about your career goals and aspirations. You can talk about your financial needs if you want to talk about that. You can talk about challenges that you have faced in your career path and how you have overcome those challenges. You can talk about things that motivate you in life or what motivated you to go for the career that you're doing at Hostos. What your plan is for the future after you graduate Hostos. What are you planning to do with that career? So those are some of the things that you can talk about. In here, I didn't add anything relevant, just some information about some scholarships. Don't pay any attention to what I put in there.
This shit was nasty. Yeah, they're wireless.
And at the very end, then you had to enter your name. That's going to serve as your electronic signature, the date, and a personal email account. This is very important. The system only communicates with your Hostos email account. But if for some reason, let's say that you don't check that account very often, and I need to communicate with you to let you know that maybe your application is incomplete, or maybe to just let you know that you were selected as a recipient, but I'm not able to find you, then that's why I want you to enter a personal email account here, the one that you use the most, so I'm able to contact you. Once you have entered all that information, then just click somewhere around here. It's going to say finish and submit. So that's where you click. If you're not ready to finish and submit, then you can just save somewhere around here. Next to it, it's going to say save and continue later. But again, even if you submit your application and it wasn't finished yet, you can always come back to it and update the information or fix anything that you don't like about it, okay? Something very important to know about the system is that it is not compatible with Internet Explorer. It only works, or it works best with Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari. I mean, pretty much anything other than Internet Explorer. So if for some reason you open up the system using that browser, it's going to open for you and it's going to let you access the system. But when you enter the information and you click on save, it's not going to save anywhere. So you lose all of the information that you just put in there. Just be mindful of that. And at this moment, I'm going to stop and see if you guys have any questions, take in some questions from you. Does anybody have any questions right now so far?
No.
Okay.
A question in the chat.
There's questions in the chat. What?
Since transfer students do not have a GPA as of yet, we are only allowed to apply for, are we only allowed to apply for transfer scholarships? So I think maybe she has the transfer, so she's a transfer in. So versus transfer scholarships, we think of transferring out.
Okay, so this is a very interesting question and very good one. The scholarships that we have at Hostos that have the transfer next to their names is for transferring out students, meaning students who are in their last semester and will be graduating at the end of that particular semester. For transfer in, the scholarships that you find that don't require a GPA, we have a few of those. If it says that it's open to freshmen, that it doesn't require a GPA, then you can apply to those scholarships, even though you don't have a GPA, okay? And we have a few of those. I'm going to go through some of the ones that we have available this semester so that you can see the different criteria that they have. Ready? I'm going to stop sharing this now. Do I have to stop sharing so that I can go on to share something else, or how do I do that? Okay, I guess.
You have to stop whatever you are sharing so you can share the other screen.
Thank you. So let me just find the slides now. This is so interesting. I don't see it here now. Please bear with me. This is a process. It's every day I learn something new about Zoom and all this online things. I don't see it. Apparently I closed it. That's what happened. Bear with me. Don't leave me. I'm still here. Okay. Good. Got it. Can you see that?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes, I got you.
Let's present that. Make it big. And now we're going to talk a little bit about more specifically every scholarship that we offer at Hostos, at least at the end. We're going to go more in detail about them. And we're also going to spend some time talking about the scholarship package. How do you put that together and what kind of information some scholarships may require from you. So this is just what we did. I showed you around the website. This is if you want to access the website for scholarships, internal scholarships, the one, and then for external scholarships. Just keep in mind that this is the same website, but it has two different tabs where you can find information about the internal ones and information about the externals. Identifying scholarships, this is very important because I just showed you around the system and you see that we're offering more than 10 scholarships this semester, internal scholarships. And it might turn out that you might be qualified to receive all 10 of those scholarships. You might be eligible for them, but are you really going to apply to all 10 of them? I mean, you know how time consuming that might be? Some scholarships are very demanding and they require a lot of information from you. They require essays, letters of recommendations. Usually one letter would be the norm, but some of them require 2, 3, 4. It varies. It's very different per scholarship. And some scholarships want you to provide copies of your transcripts, copies of your resume. If it is a transfer scholarship, then maybe you need to provide a letter of acceptance to a 4-year college. So all of that is part of the package that you would have to put together when you're applying for scholarships. And this is why I always tell the students to be very selective. Even if you see that you meet the requirements to 10, 15 different scholarships, be selective. Choose which one of those you're going to be applying to and just focus on those, even though you may qualify for all of them. The application materials, as I said before, each scholarship is different. So we have to make sure that we read through the description and criteria and that we really understand very well what is it that we need to get, what kind of materials, what kind of documents and information we need to provide in order to qualify. And again, apply for only those scholarships that you meet the criteria for, because chances are that if a scholarship is being offered for a student who has a 2.5 GPA, but your GPA is only 2.3, then you're not going to be selected because you don't qualify based on that GPA. Or if a scholarship is being offered for students who aren't in the nursing major, for example, but you are majoring in criminal justice, then that's not a scholarship for you. This is more about application materials, but I pretty much what it says in here, I have said it all. So I'm just going to mention here about this last part. When you're applying to external scholarships, that there's something very important about them. And it is the fact that the only thing that we do with external scholarships at Hostos is promote them in the system and all through the school. We help you learn about these opportunities so that you go ahead and apply if that interests you. But we don't have any say in the decision-making of those scholarships. We don't participate in the selection process. We don't have access to the systems that they use. So it would be very, what's happening? So it would be very important for you to, when you are working on your package, to make sure that you include your name on every page of that package, on the essay that you submit, on every single piece of paper, just in case that anything gets misplaced, then they know what that piece of document of information belongs to. Also, for the external scholarships, I can definitely assist you in the application process. If you need assistance after you have identified a few external scholarships that you are interested in applying, you can come to me with your questions. We can find out together what it is that you need to do. And I can definitely assist you all through the process, even though we don't handle those. I can also help you follow up with the organization that is offering that opportunity to see if we can get an update about your application and see how that's going. Okay, but the only way that I can help you is if after you apply, you submit a copy to me with the same package that you submitted to them, so that I can reach out to that organization and say, hey, this student applies to your scholarship, and this is the information, all the documents that they submitted to you. But if I don't have any information and I don't know that you applied to one of those scholarships, then I'm not going to be able to help you very much. Okay, did I skip some things? No. Letters of recommendations. So many scholarships require letters of recommendation. Some others don't require any letter of recommendation, but it is very important if you see that a scholarship requires a letter of recommendation, that you know how to act on it. Ideally, a letter of recommendation from an academic source would be what you would like to include with your application. This is because usually professors, you get to spend a decent amount of time with them. You work together in a class for a whole semester, or you even get to take multiple classes with the same professor, so they get to know you, to see how you are as a student, and they can really attest to your character. And that's why usually scholarships prefer those kind of letters from academic sources, meaning your professors. But it also works if you have a counselor that works with you and that person knows you very well, from academic advisors, success coaches, and sometimes for some Hostos scholarships, we even accept them from CUNY, people who work within CUNY, and even outside of CUNY for your employees. This depends on the type of scholarship. If you're applying to one of the emergency funds, then we don't want to be very restrictive, but we would accept a letter from you, from your employer, basically, or supervisor. It is very important that you start early requesting your letters after you have identified the scholarships that you would like to apply to. Right away, just think of those people who you think you would like to request the letters from, and reach out to them. Send them an email and say, hey, I am planning on applying to some scholarships this semester, and some of them require letters of recommendations, and I was wondering if you could provide one for me. And if that person says no, then you know for sure that this person is not going to provide it for you, and then you can move on to the next person and reach out to them. And if the person says yes, then they have enough time to work on your letter, because if you come requesting a letter overnight for a scholarship application that is due tomorrow, chances are that person, even they may have the best intentions to try and help you, to want to help you, but they just might be unable to provide the letter for you to write it in such short notice. So be sure to reach out to them as soon as you identify those scholarships that you would like to apply to, and let them know what your plan is. Now, many recommenders get back to you right away, and sometimes they ask for you to provide to them a copy of your, or more information about the scholarship that you're applying to. And that's perfectly normal. Don't get terrified, don't freak out. Some students come to me and they're like, oh, but he's asking me for a copy of my resume. Why is that? The only reason why they do that is because they want to learn a little bit more about you. They want to see what kind of community engagement, community service engagement, or extracurricular engagement you have had. And they just want to be able to write a very strong letter of recommendation for you. That's the only reason. The more information you provide to them, the stronger the letter they will provide for you. Let's continue.
I have a question. Sorry.
Yes, it's okay.
So for a letter of recommendation, I did apply previously also for scholarships, and I was able to get like at least 2 letter of recommendations. However, I have a question. So like every time I apply for a new scholarship, do I have to like again get a new one, or can I use those same ones?
So it depends. If the letter of recommendation was written for one particular scholarship, let's say that one professor provided a letter for you,
Right.
recommending you for the finer for financial need scholarship.
No,
Then-
it was a very generic thing. Didn't name anything.
Okay, then in that case, you're not going to be able to use that scholarship for the SGA hardship, for example, because that one is recommending you for one in particular. But something that I always recommend the students to do is for Hostos scholarships, at least, you request those letters, ask the professors to give them to you or your advisors, whoever is giving you the letter, to write it in general and just say that they recommend you for scholarships, so
Yeah.
that you can use the same letters for all the Hostos scholarships that you're planning on applying to.
Okay, perfect.
Now, it is a completely different story when you're applying to an external scholarship. In that case, you want to make it as personalized as possible.
Okay.
You want your letter to say, I'm recommending this student for so-and-so scholarship because I believe she's a great fit for it. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
So this is something that we talked about. By the way, to all those participating in the workshop today, we're going to share these slides with you so you don't have to get crazy about taking crazy notes. And as I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going very much in detail about every single slide. How to ask for letters of recommendations. That's also something that I mentioned before. But again, start early, discuss with your recommenders, what is it that you are planning to do, the type of scholarship that you're planning to apply to, provide as much information as possible to them so they can write a very good letter for you. This is more on how to ask for a letter of recommendation. And this is very important at the very end here. If you can see this very small, how do they call that, fine print? It doesn't look so fine, but do not wait until the last minute to ask for your letters of recommendation, because people are busy, right? And even if they have the best intentions to help you, it might be very hard for them to provide a letter overnight. The personal statement. For Hostos scholarships, you see that when you're creating your profile, there's a box, and in that box, the maximum is only 200 words, right? Nothing big. It's only like half a page. And this is very specific. You can just talk about yourself. You're very free, actually, to decide what you want to say in there. But for some other scholarships, you have to be very careful because they might ask you to write a letter of a personal statement with a very specific focus. They may say, write a personal statement in the form of an essay answering this question. What challenges have you faced in your career path and how have you overcome those? Or write a personal statement explaining your career goals and aspirations. Or write a personal statement talking about your financial needs or your financial situation and how that has prevented you from attaining your education, for example. So you have to be very careful and look for the specifics that every scholarship is going to ask you to do. The personal statement, that's more on that. Always consider the impression that you want to make upon the reader, the person who's going to read that information that you put in. Again, for the Hostos profile, scholarship profile, is a very short statement, but still think about what is it that you want us all to know about you, something that we wouldn't know unless you tell us. Everybody has a story and every story is special. We want to hear about that. So tell us a little bit about your story. Community service and extracurricular activities. If you have participated in those, then make sure that you include that information in your profile for scholarships at Hostos, and also honors and distinctions if you have received any. If you haven't, it's fine. You can just leave those questions blank, skip to the next. But it's my best advice is for you to start thinking about how you can engage right now. because the more information you add into your scholarship profile, the stronger an applicant it would make you. Some scholarships are very specific in community service engagement, and the only way that you may receive it is if you have been really engaged in that. But if you haven't, then you may not be eligible to receive that one. These are some of the scholarships that we're offering this semester. If we go, we can talk about them one by one. The Kwanzaa is already over, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that one. But it opens every year in the fall semester only. And it's attached to an event that is going to be happening on December 3rd. You can join online to watch the event. The Finder for Financial Need is an emergency fund. And the way that it works is, if you have, this one can assist you with tuition, and if you need money for books and school materials, that can also assist you with that. But it can also assist you if you have outside of the school needs, meaning maybe you're facing food insecurity, maybe due to COVID-19, or it doesn't even have to be COVID-19 related, but maybe you have a past due electric bill and you need money for that. You don't know how you're gonna pay for your electricity. And right now you need that more than ever because all the classes are being conducted online. The internet service, for example, right? So if you have a way to prove, you have documentation that to prove the need that you described, then you can apply to that one and you can receive the award. But just keep that in mind, that whatever it is, the need that you explain there in that section, you would have to be able to provide proof, documentation that proves that. Now, a very interesting question is always, well, if I'm facing food insecurity, meaning I don't have any money to buy food, how do I prove that? What I recommend the students to do is, if you have, just be very detailed when you apply to it and when you're describing the need, and somewhere in the description of the need, say, I don't know how to prove that I had this need, so I submit a copy of this document. Submit something because the system is not going to allow you to submit the application if you leave that blank. You need to put a document there. A lot of times something that will work is if you use a credit card or debit card to buy food somewhere at the supermarket and you can download a statement of that, then you can just upload that in the system. Something that shows that you're really using money to buy food and the things are hard. The Finder for Extenuating Circumstances can only assist you if you are facing housing or eviction issues, meaning your rent is late, for whatever reasons you had to move out of the apartment where you were living, you are facing an eviction notice, you're going to court, or anything that might be happening related to housing. This is not going to help you with anything else. So the Finder for Extenuating Circumstances is only for that matter. If for any other need, you will have to apply to the Finder for Financial Need. Now, the Circle of 100 is also an emergency fund for emergency needs. And this one is interesting because it is a combination of both the Finder for Financial Need and the Finder for Extenuating Circumstances. And you can apply to that one, the Circle of 100, if you have any of the needs that we described before. Housing or eviction issues, if your rent is late, past due electric bill or childcare, you don't have enough money for food, transportation, anything that may be affecting you. Something also very important about the Circle of 100 is that it's for students who have completed 40 credits and have a 2.5 GPA. Now for the Finders, the two Finders, it's open to freshman students and it's open to continuing students, but you need to have a minimum of 2.0 GPA. If you have fallen on probation, then you cannot qualify for that one. The Elias Carmon is a scholarship that is open to students who attend a school in the Bronx, live in the Bronx, have completed at least 12 credits, and have a 3.0 GPA. So that's the basics. If you meet that criteria, then you can apply to that one. The SGA scholarships, they're different. We have the SGA Merit, the SGA hardship, and the SGA need-based. I'm not going to spend time on that because we have some members of the SGA here who will be talking more in detail about those three later on. The Carlos and Eddie Gonzalez Scholarship is open to students in the allied health programs, meaning nursing students, dental hygiene, radiology technology, and you can apply to that one. I believe it's open to freshmen as well. So you can check when you open the scholarship, the system, and you click on top of the name, it's going to give you all the details. And again, if you have any questions at any moment, my information is going to be at the end of this slide, so you can contact me for anything that you need. The Hector Diaz, this one is a scholarship that is only going to assist students who are not eligible for financial aid and have a tuition balance. For that, you need to have a minimum of 2.3 GPA. You need to have, to be graduating to be in your last academic year, meaning if you apply to the one that is open right now, you need to be graduating at the end of the next spring semester. So basically you need to have completed at least 30 credits to qualify for the Hector Diaz. This one can offer up to $2,500 in tuition. This is not, you're not going to see any of that money. For some scholarships, you can receive a check, especially if those are emergency needs. We give you a check for it, but for some other ones, you will not see the money. That goes straight to your CUNY First account and pays for tuition. The Gerald Mayer Scholarship is for students who are graduating at the end of this semester. There's no need to write an essay. I believe you only had to answer the questions in the space provided. You need 2 letters of recommendations from Hostos faculty and staff. And you need a copy of an acceptance letter from a 4-year college. And I believe the GPA requirement is 2.5. And the Josephine Aguado is open to freshmen and to continuing students who are single parents. You can be majoring in anything, but you have to be a single parent, and you need to, if you're a continuing student, I believe the minimum GPA should be 2.0. If you're in your first year, then no GPA required, but you cannot be on probation. Okay. Now, one thing about that is very interesting about the SGA scholarships is that there's one of them that is open to students who have fallen on probation. So that's really great. And it's the only one that we have like that at Hostos. We also have some external scholarships. These are some of the ones that we see year after year that they open up, and we know that they're gonna come back every year. We have the Dream US and the CUNY Becas. Those are the first 2 ones. And those are great opportunities for, especially for students who are undocumented, immigrants who are dreamers. Those 2 scholarships can assist you all through your career path, as long as you continue to be eligible for it. They both open in November, the 1st of November every year, although the CUNY Becas this year decided to open a little bit later. So it's gonna be opening in December. And that will be closing at the end of January. Now the Dream US is open right now, and it will be closing at the end of February. So you have time to apply if you're interested in that one. Those are external scholarships. I can assist you in the application process if you need that. But if you need more information about it, you can click on the links here and get all the information that you need. The Women's Forum Scholarship is a great opportunity for women over 35 years who are seeking an education. And this one is great. They offer $10,000 to the recipients. The Bestseller is a very competitive one, but it's great as well. It's a CUNY scholarship, and it opens every year in the spring semester. The USS, this is from the University Student Government. They offer 4 scholarships every year. One of them is open to international students. And I think we have one person here, an attendee, Franco. I think you are somewhere around here. I saw your name before. He became the recipient of the scholarship for international student this year. So congratulations. And they also offer a scholarship for students with disability, another one for student based on merit. That's completely based on the GPA, which has to be 3.0 or higher. And another one that doesn't apply to our students because it's for students who are going for a master's degree. The government scholarship is a scholarship for students who are transferring out, meaning graduating at the end of the particular semester when they apply. And that's also a CUNY scholarship. And the Jack Kent Cook is another one for transferring out students. And that's basically it for scholarships. I don't know if you have any questions. I hope that you do and that I'm able to answer all of those questions for you today. This is my contact information. If you need to contact me for anything, feel free to do so. Any questions?
Well, there are a lot of questions on the chat. I believe I answered them, but if you want me to read some of them out loud, I could.
Yes, please.
Okay.
For the external, all the external scholarships you mentioned, we can still find them on the financial and scholarship grants webpage, right? So all the external scholarships that you mentioned, we should still be able to see on the Hostos website, right?
Yes, they are. So maybe I should go back to it. The scholarship website has two different tabs, one for internal scholarships, and that's where we post everything that has to do with Hostos scholarships. And the other one is for the external scholarships. Trying to quit this presentation. It's not working. There we go. Okay, here we are again. And let me share my screen. Now here, and we don't even have to log in. To find information about the external scholarships, we don't have to be logged into the system. So I'm going to sign out and go through the steps again to get here. Let's go back to the Hostos website, which looks like, ta-da, not working. Well, ta-da, there we have it. So this is how the Hostos website looks like. From here, what you will do is you go where it says login to, and on the student side, you're going to scroll all the way down to where it says scholarships and grants. Once you click there, it takes you to this page. You should see this picture. And if you scroll a little bit down in the middle, you are going to find this link. When you click on it, then it takes you to the scholarship website. And from here, again, to find information about all the external scholarships and even the internal ones, you don't need to sign in. You click where it says opportunities, scroll down to externals, and then it shows you all the external opportunities that we have opened in the system. Right now, we have only opened those that will be closing by January or February of next year. And as time progresses, then we will be opening more that will be closing by the summer. But you can scroll down and see all the ones that are here. And next to every scholarship name, you see that it says visit. That means that it's going to take you to that particular website. So for example, I was mentioning 2 scholarships that are very good for undocumented students and dreamers, Dream.us, for example. Let's visit the website and see what it looks like. Here it is. So this one is open for application right now. You can find all the information that you need to apply for that scholarship here. And once you're ready, you click where it says scholarships. The one that you want is the opportunity, the national one. And there you go. Apply for scholarship. So here you will have to create a username and password. And that way then you get access to the system and you can apply with them.
Okay, Maggie. The question is, after you complete your profile, what's the next step?
After you complete your profile, let's go back here. Now I have to sign in again. Let's go. So after you complete your profile, the next step would be to identify out of those scholarships that we're offering this semester or that particular semester, which ones would you like to apply to? So let's go here. It's very slow. There we go. So you have created your profile. Now, based on the information that you put in your general application or profile, the system is going to make recommendations for you. This is how you're gonna see it. All the scholarships that we're offering this semester, the system is recommending me, based on the information that I entered, that I qualify for these scholarships and I should apply to them. See, but these are only 3 of all the ones that we're offering. Now, if I want to see all the ones that are open and not just the ones that the system is recommending me, I click under opportunities, click on hours, and that gives me the entire list of all the scholarships that we're offering this term. And from there, now your job would be to identify, if you click on top of the name, it's going to give you all the details that you need for that particular scholarship. Identify which ones you would like to apply to and start your application. Once you're ready, you click where it says apply. And here we are. You just have to provide answers to all of those questions. And if there's documents that you need to upload, make sure that you upload them there. For the letters of recommendations, this is very important here because a lot of times students get confused. They don't know how it works. When you're applying to a scholarship at Hostos, a Hostos scholarship, and that scholarship requires a letter of recommendation, what you do, apart from reaching out to the person that you want to give you the letter, you send them that email separately, right? But here in the system, you have to make sure that you also enter their information. So for example, here, this is where you add the information about that person. You enter a name, a last name, and an email account for that person that you want to provide the letter to you. Now, what happens is that once you finish, either if you click save and continue later, or if you click finish and submit because you're ready to submit, then the system is going to send that person an email using the email that you provide here. And that email is going to have information about, it's going to tell them that you requested a letter of recommendation from them. And it's also going to include a link that is going to give them access to the scholarship system. And that's where they can upload the letter for you. Now, you as an applicant cannot do anything with that letter, but a lot of times it happens that your recommenders send you or give you a printed copy of the letter. You're not going to be able to do anything with that if this is the case. But if you enter the information that you needed to answer in here, then you can come back to us, reach out to the scholarship office and let us know that you have received the letter either through email or you have a printed copy and that you need assistance uploading it into the system. We can help you with that, but only if you have entered the required information in here, okay?
You have a hand raised, Abdul Rahman.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Good evening, all. Good evening, all. I want to quickly ask you, like, what time can someone come into the scholarship office for inquiries, and what time can we come in if we have to?
At what time can you come in if you have to?
Yeah.
Well, right now we are not working from the office. We're all working from home. And the regular schedule is 9 to 5. We have a phone number that we have activated, and you can text your questions or concerns to that phone number at any moment. And you can also send us an email. You can contact us by calling the office number. We do have access to that. And we try to get back to you as soon as possible. Does that answer your question?
Okay. I applied for scholarship early this year, and the system keeps showing me pending. So I don't know what to do about that. That's why I need to speak to somebody that to know the position of things.
Okay, so I'm not sure what to tell you right now. To be better able to assist you, I would have to look at things from your side and get access to your profile to see what's happening. We can, at the end of this workshop, you can send me either a text. You have all the information on the slides. I provided it there. Kumba, I don't know if you can type in on the chat the phone number that we're using now and my email account so that everybody can have it. But even right now, if you want, you can send me an email and let me know what's happening, and then we can schedule a meeting for us to work together.
Okay, can you just type your number and the email? Let me see it on the chat.
Mm-hmm. Kumba, let me know on that, please.
Okay.
And Jason, I don't know how much time I have left. I think I will.
You're out of time. You told me 30 minutes. You've gone over.
Okay, so I don't have any more time for even any more questions, guys. I'm so sorry, Naomi. I see that you have your hand raised. You can type in your question in the chat. I'll try to answer, but I guess this is it for now. Thank you so much, guys, for being here.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Ms.
very
White.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Please don't forget to share
I'll be
your
around. I'll be
email.
around if you have any questions, okay?
Please
So
don't
next-
forget to leave your email for us, please.
Okay, so thank you. And thank you, Maji. A round of applause for Maji. She and Kumba are both in the chat, and Kumba has been responding to a lot of the questions. And Maji's going to stay on board and answer some questions as well. But I want to move on to Phi Theta Kappa. And I know some of you are here to talk about Phi Theta Kappa and hear about Phi Theta Kappa. And so we have our advisor, who is Ms. Rocio Rayo. And I'm working with technical difficulties here, so I apologize. And Rocio, you are up.
Awesome. Hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Rocio Rayo. I am the Phi Theta Kappa advisor. I'm also the program coordinator for Hostos Student Academy, an early college initiative. I was a professor for 4 years at Hostos, and before that, a student class of 2011. Go Hostos. So I am going to ask folks to either put their questions in the chat and or hold them for the end. I don't have a very long presentation, but I do want to get through it all, and I can email links to everything that I am sharing. So you can take screenshots or whatever's easiest for you. But if I go through something really quickly, know that I can send you another copy of it after. So I'm just gonna get started and share my screen. And I'm gonna share some documents that I find really helpful. So lists. I think that there's two ways to apply to scholarships. There is, applying individually for scholarships. So going through and think fits me, let me do. The way I did it as a student is I said, well, what are all the things I'm going to any scholarsship? Make sure I have all of that so that if there's a scholarship that comes up that is perfect for me, do a lot of the work, already have the work prepared. Or let me just apply to every scholarship because I have everything for all together. So if they're going to give $100, in order to do that, though, it does take a lot of work. There are things that you will need. Not for every scholarship, but the things on this checklist are things that you will need at some point for some scholarships. So academic information, and you see there's a list of things there, financial information, background information, and then miscellaneous things like your portfolio if you're a media and design student, community activities, school activities, employment. This is, we were talking about resumes earlier. All of that stuff, you will not need a resume for every scholarship, but at some point there probably will be a scholarship you have to attach a resume for. So this is a checklist that I find very useful. Again, I will share these with everyone. So once, and this is from scholarship.com, but it's super it's super generic and applicable to Hostos scholarships, and even when you move on to whatever your senior school is, also applicable there. And of course, Phi Theta Kappa scholarships, which we will get to in a little bit. So once you have your scholarship profile complete, whether that's at Hostos or Phi Theta Kappa or wherever, the very first thing you need to do is make a list for yourself of when your scholarships are due or when your applications are due, because those due dates happen really quickly. I have an application due in January 1st, and I've been preparing it for 4 months out. And I know, okay, 3 months till it's due, 2 months till it's due, because it is important to not leave everything into the last minute. But applications are also sometimes due in the fall, sometimes they're due in the spring, sometimes they're due in January, sometimes they're due in the middle of March. There is no, there's no set date that like all applications are due. And so it's important for you to make sure that for your time management, you do have a list of when applications are due. I sort them by due dates. And then, of course, you get started with the one that's due first. You read the application guidelines. You have to begin your paper or application. You want someone to proofread your application essay, not because you're not a good writer, but because everyone needs someone to proofread for them. Writing is rewriting. So always make sure that whatever your first draft is, somebody else reads it, and you never want to turn in the first draft of your essay to anyone, but definitely not when you're applying for scholarships. Submit your application, and then you kind of go back to step one and keep going.
Between me and all the people. When I came to Mount Sinai,
Mm-hmm.
I was really well prepared.
So if folks can mute themselves.
Even though U.S. university that actually have very high prestige.
So I'm just going to keep going. 3 steps to write a standout college.
You can get the resources.
I agree.
3 steps.
Okay.
Yes.
The resources are there. Yeah, it depends.
3 steps to write a standout college scholarship essay. Sorry, guys.
Oh, Professor, it's already 4:39. I remember.
I can't control people's muting, so if you can mute yourself, that would be great. Who's ever talking to?
Difficult to hear. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's difficult to talk to. Okay, so 3 steps to write a standout college scholarship essay. This is really important. I know it seems like maybe y'all would know this already, but avoiding grammar and spelling errors is just really important. You don't want to submit something that talks about how much you pay close attention to detail and how proud you are of your academic work that is that has spelling errors and grammatical errors. And so those are things through Grammarly, through grammar check, through spell check can be fixed really easily. So please, that is always step 1. Step 2, following the direction of the prompt. If the directions of the prompt ask you to talk about something that you are proud of, and your answer has nothing to do with the question, it is never a good it's never a good indication to the person who's reading it that you really care about that scholarship. So I've been on a lot of scholarship committees, and sometimes the questions are really they're really specific, like what is an example of something you've done to help your community, and the answer is about why they're such a good student. And those things are why you're a good student is really important, but it's not answering the question that was asked. And so please make sure that whatever the prompt is, you're answering that question. So to go back to what I said originally about having having a financial aid packet, a scholarship packet that you've prepared, make sure you have a couple of draft essays. You're always going to get asked about something you've overcome. You're always going to get asked about community, impacting community. You're always going to get asked about leadership. You're always going to get asked about what do you want to do next. And so think about those ideas when you're developing your scholarship packet, your scholarship profile, so that you can be ready to submit different answers to different prompts. And then also tap into your creativity. You want to be authentic. You don't want to sound like a robot. Folks have to read, at least 5, 10, 15, sometimes 50 applications what are you going to do to stand out? What is going to make your application, you know, make the reader reread your application? What is going to make the reader stop and find out whose name that is and write your name down and make sure that they go back to your application at the end? So think about that when you're writing, like what is going to make you stand out in the stack. Okay, so I'm going to stop my screen share. Here I am again. Hi, everyone. And then I'm just going to share one other document with you that I find useful. So when we're thinking about leadership, recommendation letters, some of the chat questions were, can I ask someone other than my professor? Who else can I ask? And so I kind of think about recommendation letters in 3 different categories. So of course you have your professors. Yep, absolutely. You want to ask your professors, the professors that know you the best, or the professors that maybe you had the most growth with. But you also want to think about leadership experiences. So if you're part of Student Leadership Academy, if you have been in a leadership role in your community, think about who can write you a letter of recommendation that speaks to those leadership experiences. Also work experiences. Have you worked with someone on campus or in the community where you came in thinking you were going to do one thing and then you got there and you know yourself that you grew tremendously in that job? Internship experiences, also volunteer experiences. These are all places where people could write you really powerful letters of recommendation because they've seen you transform into a better blank, or they've seen you, persevere through obstacles and come out on the other side victorious, whatever, right? Like you want to find people who can write letters of recommendations that when someone reads it, they go, who is this? I need to meet them. I want to give them all my money. So make sure that you are looking at a letter of recommendation, not just from an academic standpoint, but also from these other areas of your life. And then when you're thinking about personal essays, think about your travel and cultural experiences. A lot of times, when we are from other countries, we have experiences with other cultures and traveling and speaking more than one language, speaking more than 3 languages, where that is wealth when you are trying to stand out, right? All of your experiences with different countries, with different cultures, with traveling is part of your story. And so you want to make sure that gets fit into the narrative that you're writing. And trainings, work, of course, advanced colleges, if you took advanced courses, if you took in those in high school, but trainings and workshops, like what did you accomplish in high school or in college that you are most proud of? Write about that. What did you do in high school or in college that had the biggest impact in your community? Write about that. Or what happened in high school and college that had the biggest impact on you? What changed you? What changed the trajectory of what you were doing from this to that? And so those are just some questions to think about when you get stuck thinking, I don't know what to write about myself. What do I say? That's just a good place to kind of start and then see where you go from there. All right, last and not least, the reason I'm here is Phi Theta Kappa. So, how do I get there? That's a good question. Let me open up this and see if it will let me. Uh-oh, did I lose you guys? No, okay. I'm trying to get it to let me share here we go, Safari. So Phi Theta Kappa is an honor society. It's invite only. We send out invitations every semester and then they expire at the end of that semester. So that deadline date that says, after December blank, you will no longer be able to apply is real. We have no way to reverse that deadline. If you miss it, you miss it. And then you just have to keep your GPA high enough to get invited again next semester and make sure that you get there. So scholarships, there's a bunch of different kind of scholarships for Phi Theta Kappa. There are, I am transferring, so I'm at a community college, which Phi Theta Kappa is only for community college, folks who are active community college students. So there's, I am transferring, I am career tech, I am dually enrolled, I am in a nursing program, I'm a veteran, and then I need help. So let's just go to I am transferring because, and so we want to know, do we have a Phi Theta Kappa competitive scholarship or a 4-year scholarship? So I'm going to a 4-year school, so I'm going to click 4-year scholarship. Of course, not all of you are going to a 4-year school, so feel free to click, you know, any of the other ones if you're in a nursing program. My internet doesn't seem to be moving swiftly. Okay, here we go. Now, for 4-year scholarships, these scholarships are only for Phi Theta Kappa members. So it's important to know that, right? Like, it's important to know that the people that you're competing with are all people who have high GPAs. They're all folks who are performing academically because they are in Phi Theta Kappa. And in order to be in Phi Theta Kappa, you have to be a strong student. And so when you click in here, no, that's the case. So you have to sign in with your username and your password. And if you already are a Phi Theta Kappa member and need help with your password, contact us. I often get folks who email me and ask how to log in or how to change their password. I actually can't help you with any of that because I am not I don't work on the back end for Phi Theta Kappa. And I'm not sure it's going to let me log in here because my internet seems to be unstable. So let's go to scholarship help and see what we can do there. Nope, won't let me log in there. Okay, so this is how you get to the Phi Theta Kappa scholarship page. Let me just move this. So you go to scholarships, you do have to log in. When you log in, you are allowed to create a profile similar to what you would do at Hostos and what you'll do at your 4-year school. You will need information on your personal life, on, what your major is. Make sure to put in a major, even if it changes, you can go back and change, but schools will filter Phi Theta Kappa members by their major and send out information. So make sure that you have your profile updated. And I'm back. So do we have questions? Let me go back through. I don't see any questions. Can you explain to me more about Phi Theta Kappa? Sure. Phi Theta Kappa is a honors program for community college students only. You must have a 3.5 and at least 12 credits to be invited. Once you're invited, like I said, you have a link that you're able to join with, and that is only active for that semester. At the end of that semester, the link is no longer active and you have to wait till the next semester to join. So any other questions or any questions? Yes.
I have no questions.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can write my email. Y'all, if you think of questions, and maybe all this information is getting thrown at you, so it's a little bit hard to be able to process it and actually think of questions, please feel free to email me.
Rocio,
Hey,
I have a question.
okay.
I won the Geico last time, but I could never check. Where would the check go?
This is the Phi Theta Kappa check.
Yes.
It didn't go to your Bursar account.
I tried looking during student center at the site, but it never mentioned it.
So Jason and I can help you follow up with that. If you could send me an email and just saying what you won, when you won it, we can, poke around the Phi Theta Kappa folks. often my experience with scholarships is that if you win something in the spring, you do not get it usually until the end of the next semester, unfortunately. So that is, you know, could be an issue. I'm not making any excuses for them because I honestly have no idea, but Jason is awesome at following up and knows exactly who to go to. And I am happy to just help support him in gathering information. So please send me an email and we can move forward some kind of way, I'm sure. Thanks for letting us know and congratulations. Go ahead. That's awesome. See everyone, it works. You just got to apply.
So I'm having all sorts of technical difficulties here. So I'm working off of my phone right now, guys. So I apologize, but just to sort of encapsulate some of the stuff, you know, Phi Theta Kappa, if you're lucky enough to be selected and you join, you make the decision to join, there are lots of different scholarship opportunities for you, not only from transferring from Hostos or while you're at Hostos, but even down the road. They keep records of students who are transferring from 2-year colleges to 4-year college because they want to show that there's a completion. Their whole mission is about completion, so they want to see you get your bachelor's degree. So there are continually things that come up throughout the time that you're, you know, a college student that you can find out information about. The best ones are things that are sent to you directly. And when Rocio said that, make sure that you put a major in your profile, make sure it's the major that you're going to use at your 4-year college. Sometimes people put down liberal arts because that's what they've been categorized or they chose at the community college level. But decide what it is that you really want to do, that you're planning to do, because the schools that are looking for you are going with the notion that you have the 3.5 GPA or above and that you're a good candidate. And now the only discriminating factor really is what is your major. So an engineering school is not going to look for a nurse, and a nursing school is not going to look for an English major or a math major. So make sure that, you know, whatever major it is that you want to pursue, that's the major that you should be able to, that you should apply to your profile. And then Rocio also mentioned, and I see some of the things coming up in the chat, the Phi Theta Kappa is good for a semester at a time. This go around in the fall, because of the difficulties, the last day to join is going to be the 31st of this year. And so if you have a 3.5 GPA now, and maybe it's not going to be in place next semester, take advantage, because there are some people even on this call right now who know that once you fall beneath the 3.5, it's almost impossible for us to get you into Phi Theta Kappa. There are some exclusions, like if you're at 3.47, you know, then we can work on them and tell them that you deserve to be in there. But for the most part, do it when you have the chance, because it does provide you with some opportunities. And they have a fall set of scholarships and a spring set of scholarships that are just for them. It's very competitive. I'm not going to say it's not, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of students in Phi Theta Kappa, but we have had students apply, become finalists. Some people have received some recognition. Some people have won scholarships in the past. And then there are these scholarships that allow you to go to other schools. And then the last point on the scholarships is, even if they don't have a scholarship, even if you don't get a mailing about a scholarship, when you decide that you're going to your next level school, you need to go to their website and see Phi Theta Kappa scholarship. And you contact the admissions office or the financial aid office, and you say, do you have a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship? And I've had that happen in my office, where people have called the school and they tell them exactly what they're going to get. It's a flat rate. They just say, we have $15,000. That's what you're going to get per year or per semester, or whatever the situation is, and in order to come to our school. And just as a caveat, I was trying to work on the computer screen. There are no Phi Theta Kappa scholarships for senior colleges in CUNY. Now, you can apply money that you've won through a Phi Theta Kappa scholarship to CUNY, but there's no money dedicated just to CUNY, because CUNY feels like they're giving you the best bang for your buck. And so they don't have a senior level Phi Theta Kappa scholarship. But private colleges, State University of New York, And you pay part of your payment to Phi Theta Kappa covers the region. So that means New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Philadelphia, that basic region of schools. Now, some of you may never want to leave New York City for a variety of reasons. There are schools in New York City and just in Lower Westchester that do have Phi Theta Kappa and do have Phi Theta Kappa scholarships. Just to give you a sense, Iona, NYU, St. John's, a couple of other schools, Pace, a couple of other schools have scholarships that you'll be able to apply for at the school themselves. So Stony Brook, there you go.
One more thing. Thank you, Jason, for reminding me. I like I said, was a Hostos grad. I was a member of Phi Theta Kappa, and I did not leave the CUNY system for my bachelor's degree or my master's degree. And so there was a time when I thought, well, why did I join Phi Theta Kappa? And I'll tell you my story. When I, the other thing back on the website, which I'm not even going to try to do because my internet tried to kick me off last time, is that there's a blog, there's like a kind of like a Facebooky post page that you can go to and ask questions of. And so I was going to study internationally, and I was really finding it hard to get any help, any scholarship money or any research money to kind of pay for not only my tuition, but also staying out there. And so I was able to, even though I was at City College and even though I was in a master's program and had, it had been 4 years since I was a Phi Theta Kappa member, because, or, active in a community college, because your membership lasts for your lifetime. I was able to go on there and ask, and was given an opportunity to apply for some money that I ended up getting. And it wasn't a lot of money, but it was enough money for me to have my dorm paid for and like enough money to eat, which I was in a place that didn't cost a lot of money to eat and having a dorm paid for, but it was still, I appreciated at that moment. So it is a community, right? Most CUNY schools, even if they don't have money, do have like Phi Theta Kappa clubs or some kind of honor society. And I think it's also just important for really high performing community college folks, when you go outside of community colleges and you say you're Phi Theta Kappa, people know what that means because they know what it took for them to become a Phi Theta Kappa member. So there's a sense of community that you go to at places like Stony Brook, and you can kind of Google any senior college except for CUNY, but any of the SUNYs and any of the local, like Jason said, colleges, and say Phi Theta Kappa, they often won't say the amount, but you can call and they will give you an amount. So it's not just scholarship money, but there's also community that is inherently built within Phi Theta Kappa.
And there were before the pandemic, some study abroad opportunities that Phi Theta Kappa would help co-sponsor and give you ideas about how you would raise the money to be able to participate. And we did have 2 guys go to China. We did have somebody go to Brazil. So it is something that's possible. I want to make sure that we give everybody the time that they deserve. So I know Muiz is here, but I have to do 2 things. One, I have to say happy birthday, Rocio, because it was your birthday like yesterday or 2 days ago. So happy birthday. And a round of applause for my good friend Rocio, Rayo, the advisor for Phi Theta Kappa. She's great. If you have questions after this, in the email that I sent, Rocio's email is there, and my email is written out on the bottom. You can always write to either one of us, and we try to work together to get all of the issues resolved or the questions answered or whatever it is that we need to do. So thank you, Rocio. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And we move on to my good friend. This is so hard to do on the phone. My good friend, Mr. President, are you here? See. Mr. President.
Hello, Jason.
How are you? So my friend, Muiz Agbaje is our SGA president, and he has agreed to speak. Mayi, is you there? I think we may have lost him.
I think he's having connection issues.
Yeah. Okay, Denise, is that you?
No, that was Tiana.
Oh, Tiana, how are you? So I know that there's some other members of
Hey.
the SGA here, Denise, Abdul Rahman, Mansita. Oh, there's Muiz. Okay. So Muiz is going to talk briefly about the SGA scholarships that are available. I'm going to try to get him all set up again. Sorry, Rocio, you're up there.
My apologies. I am here again. Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you, sir. Let me.
All right. So give me 2 seconds to get myself situated.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to remove the spotlight from you, Rocio. And I'm going to spotlight Muiz. There you are, sir. In the dark.
So part of the situation.
This cover photo is mad cute though.
In the meantime,
Tiana, you're funny.
There he is.
Sandra, I love you, girl.
All right, boss.
Hi, hello everybody again. Firstly, I'd like to say happy birthday to Miss Rocio, Rayo in arrears. I'm sorry I couldn't send a message yesterday, but happy birthday to you. Secondly, you're welcome. To talk about the SGA scholarship. So the SGA scholarship has been a tradition for obviously the student government. A tradition that ended, I believe, 2 semesters ago. And then under Kelvin's administration is something that we brought back again. And this year we are kind of facilitating the biggest scholarships we've ever done due to reasons like the pandemic and very obvious reasons. This semester we are giving out $18,000 worth of scholarships for the students of Hostos Community College to help them, and we're hoping that the funds are to assist the students financially, obviously. So these scholarships were subdivided into $7,000 for the need base, $7,000 for merit base, and $4,000 for academic performance, which is merit. But we have $7,000 for hardship, $7,000 for need, and $4,000 for academic standard. Okay. Can you guys can please let me know if you still hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
So for the hardship funds, the hardship fund is available to assist students that include unforeseen circumstances that have fallen on academic probation and like are currently facing financial hardships or housing eviction issues. And our awards are based on the documented that have been provided and basically how I won't say important, but like the tier of the hardship is, and awards go from about $150 to $500. An application must be completed before the 6th of December. And some of the hardship or some of the situations that we consider as hardship for that these scholarship qualify for is like a past electric bill, an outstanding medical bill, a past childcare bill, like facing eviction, tuition balance, and many more. And the recipients will be chosen based on their need, and the amount allocated will depend on the applicant's need. It would be, handled by the scholarship department. Just for transparency's sake, 2 semesters ago, some SGA members were reviewing the scholarships, and that was just a lot of work. But thanks to Miss Mayi, Miss Libfeld, Mrs. Libfeld, and her team would have those responsibilities taken away from us. The merit award, it's literally as it says, students must maintain a GPA of 3.0. You must show commitment to community service, must obtain a letter of recommendation from hostels or CUNY, or hostels, faculty, or staff. And then there's an essay requirement for 300, I think a 300-word essay. And if nominated as a possible recipient of the scholarship, you must fill out a W. Was there a question?
No, I think you're good, Muiz. Go ahead.
All right. If nominated, you have to fill a W-9 form in order to receive a scholarship. And for much more questions, just reach out to either myself or Miss Libfeld or the scholarship office. So, like I believe Miss Mayi presented how to apply for a scholarship, how to sign in. So similar to every other scholarship example she has shown, the SGA scholarship is also available on the Hostos website for you to apply and try to get some fundings. We hope that, although it's not necessarily a lot, but we hope that it's able to assist students in whatever way possible, and try to continue the tradition of the SGA scholarship. That being said, I'd like to thank you for listening to me, and I'll get myself out of your face now. Thank you, Jason.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Muiz. So just as we have him here, any questions for Muiz about the scholarships or any of the other things that the student government is doing at this point that you might want to ask about?
Oh yeah, just quick. Let me drop a quick please, I'm gonna put my email in the chat if you'd like to reach out to me for anything for the SGA.
So, and I also put the link from the Hostos webpage for SGA in the chat, so you can see all the members of the SGA there, and they have some updates that are posted there. And we also they also have some social media outlets that they use so that you can find out about information regarding the things that they're doing as well. So thank you, Muiz. I think he'll still be around. If he's not around, some other members of the SGA are still around that can answer questions about the SGA scholarships, and Maji's still here. So nice round of applause for our president, Muiz Agbaje. And so here's where I'm going to sort of throw it out. There is a value in the things that we do as a group, the Leadership Academy. You've heard some detail of that from each of the presenters. But I have members of the organization that are here. This is their normal gathering time. And in just the little time that we have left, if we could have some of them just speak up about the benefits of being a part of a leadership program, of volunteering, of attending leadership trainings. Do I have any volunteers out there? I think you guys
Yes,
can
Jason, I can talk. Thank you for having me. My name is Chris Sam Bula, and good afternoon to all the members of this SGA Student Academy, all those that join in via Zoom. So basically, what we'll do at Leadership Academy is basic volunteer works from all aspects of life, even though that we now in the pandemic, it is difficult. We're still here together virtually. And the main purpose of Leadership Academy is to uphold the values and norms and it's difficult. I haven't done this a long time, man. It's gonna be difficult. But like I said, that In this program, Leadership Academy, we volunteer, giving back to that community. Jason has said, and all the professors, his wife, Miss Libfeld, and Muiz, and have the people from Student Association. We value helping the students and community in need, of those that are in trouble, of adversity, of trials, of hardship. That's our main purpose. That's all I'm going to say for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I think Tiana, you wanted to speak?
Yeah, I can go next. Everybody. I'll say that definitely the Student Leadership Academy is important. I've actually joined late. I should have taken advantage and joined sooner. But at the time, I just wasn't too focused on joining this particular program at the time. But then when I got into it, I had wished that I had done it sooner. Because a lot of the workshops that we do, it really does help you grow, but not just like on a student level or like a professional level, but on a personal level as well. So at the same way that at the same time that you're working on like your leadership development and your professional development, it's also working at your personal development as well, and just developing you as a person and making your personable skills just more stronger. And that ties into your soft skills and your hard skills. And, you know, just simple things as like communicating and communication. I'll definitely say like, I love when shy people join SLA because it's a great way to help you get out of that little shell that you guys like to be in. And it kind of just helps you break out of that and be more interactive with others, because a closed mouth don't get fed. And if you're not networking with other people, you lose opportunities, and you will be also looked over when being considered for an opportunity. So it's also important to talk with other people, make yourself as personable as possible. Just like, and it doesn't have to be anything like, oh my God, we have to be best friends, you know, but just being cordial, just saying hi to people, like, you know, just getting people to notice you like as a person that like, hey, you know, how you doing? You know, I heard that, you know, your dog, you went and took him to the vet last week, he had worms or whatever. So to say, like, it could be something as brief as that. It doesn't have to be too like in depth, you know, I don't need to know your whole personal story, but, you know, just like communication wise, it's really, really helpful. I'll definitely say also take advantage of the people that you guys meet during the workshops as well, network with them, follow up with them, really take notes. Don't just attend the workshops and sort of just sit there. Like take notes, like take all the knowledge that they give you, because they really do drop a lot of gems. And you know, the best way to remember things is by writing it down. If you're just sitting there and you're just listening to it, you're like, oh yeah, that's really good, or that's really interesting. You're not gonna remember that later. And like, we have a lot of these workshops, so they're like every single week, you know? So it's just really helpful if you take notes and things like that. And the SLA is really like a community. I really found like a family here. So, you know, it's really good that when I see like other SLA peers, I can always just be like, hey guys, and everybody's like, hey Tiana, you know, and I have my moments too where I could be really like introverted, and then there's moments where I could be really just extroverted. So, you know, just play with it. But I definitely encourage you guys to take advantage of the SLA and what it has to offer, because it's so much more than just professional and leadership development. It also includes a lot of personal development, and a lot of us don't think we have something to work on, but everyone has something to work on. That's why there's no such thing as being perfect. But that's all I'm gonna say. And I hope you guys consider joining if you haven't already joined.
Thank you, Tiana. I see
Thank you,
Mustafa has his hand raised. Mustafa.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Thank you for everybody that contributed to this meeting. Thank you for all the information. Definitely very, very useful. And Tiana, I also agree with a lot of your points. Just a message for the people, if there is anybody in here that's not part of SLA, or maybe someone that's watching this later, I think that the SLA is basically like a foundation. To put some context, it's when you're coming to like a new school, or you're coming to a new place, and you don't really know anything or know anyone in the school, and you're not really sure about like your academic career, going to the SLA kind of cements you or points you into the direction that you want to go to. So if you're trying to major in a certain field, definitely go into the SLA first. You know, you can talk to people, you can discuss what route you should take. You can discuss different programs that you can take advantage of. So basically, the SLA is the foundation that helps people grow into the people that they want to be. So if you're looking to be a professional, definitely join the SLA first.
Thank you, Mustafa. I see Henry, you have your hand raised.
Yes. Briefly, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you, Henry.
Thank you. I just wanted to echo my peers, same and similar. Tina, especially, just being yourself and harm reductions, so to speak. It's not trying to stand out and having anything to prove. I agree with my peers when they say you can just be yourself and allow yourself to learn and grow into the academy. Me, myself, as a freshman, not knowing much, I'm entering the academy, and the reception for someone just coming out, so to speak, just learning, has been there. So I just wanted to echo that even not knowing much about the academy, or for instance, the MSUN that we just attended, which was a great event. I just wanted to say, yeah, not knowing much, but still, you guys, the team makes it so much worth the while. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry. Appreciate that. I saw Sandra popped up a little while
Yeah.
ago. Okay.
But everyone just said so many great things. So I guess you guys left nothing for me to say. But yeah, I will second to what Tiana said. I've been trying to get you to join the leadership, but hey, it's okay. For me, I would say
he was one of the many people who did, you know, drill it on me quite a while. Sorry I didn't listen to you sooner.
Okay. For me, I would say the program, like since all you guys spoke on the professional, I'm gonna be speaking like personally. For me, it's mostly I gained so much family, I would say. I didn't only get friends because I was in New York. I was in New York by myself, and then now being in the leadership program give me an extra family or extra push. And so I would come to school, I'll be sad during like in my way, but when I get to school, go into the program and I'm like, yo, oh, I could be like, I could just go and I'm like, boss, I'm hungry. It's like it makes me, I get so comfortable, you know, because it's like being there makes me feel like, wow, I get that everyone have my back. So it's like that's how I always see it. And even like from the moment I joined the leadership, I never regret it. And I was like, OMG, I was so upset because I joined so late. Yo, and I feel like I've been there forever. So, but so for me, it's like, guys, if you need any help, don't just stay here and be afraid to talk, because if you don't say what's happening to you, no one's gonna be able to help you. So trust me. And like the leadership is very resourceful. And I remember I was so scared last semester. I'm gonna be brief. My dad passed away. And I was like, oh my gosh, boss, I'm broke. Like, just having regular conversation. I would go in there and I'm like, boss, like, I'm tired of life or anything. Don't you ever be afraid to go to boss and just let everything out, because hey, he's here and he got you. So guys, listen, if ever you need to talk to someone, reach out to Jason. I text boss at like 11. Hey, and I'm like, boss, I'm tired of life. Help me. So so and thank you. I thank your wife because she's an amazing person, because she's very understanding. It takes a really great wife to be able to stand by your side, because hey, everyone is texting you. It's like it's a lot. But guys, like I was saying, I'm really grateful, and honestly, I've missed the Leadership Academy. I'm like, wow, I miss Hostos because of great people like you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys very much.
Thank you, Sandra.
We love you too, Sandra.
Just so that we don't get confused, as a term of affection, we call each other boss because there are no bosses in the Leadership Academy. Everybody's a leader. So we, as a term of affection, we use the term boss. So that's that. So Andre, did you want to say something? I saw you were speaking in the chat.
Yeah, sure, Jason.
Okay.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Andre. Some of you may know me. Some of you may not. If I don't know you, welcome. Hello. I just wanted to briefly mention something about my experience in the Student Leadership Academy. It's a wonderful opportunity. There's a lot of new people you can meet, and you get to become a better person. You learn new things. You get to go volunteering with others, and it opens up a lot of doors. I have experience from Hostos where I was part of SGA from 2019 to 2020. I also have experience in USS as well. I went to some of their conferences and events, and I feel that you grow as a person, and that's where the Student Leadership Academy takes place. You feel like you can have a voice, and when you have a voice, you become a better leader. So thank you. Oh, I also wanted to congratulate Muiz for becoming student government president. I never got the opportunity to say that to him, so congrats and thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Andre. I see Serene has his hand up.
Yes, Professor, yeah.
Go ahead.
So hi everybody. So my name is Serene. So I did apply for Student Leadership Academy last year, 2019. So I don't know if I have to apply again to be a member, or my membership is still valid. So I did
No,
some. Mhm.
Yeah, you were accepted, Serene. So it's just get in touch with me. I know that it's been difficult because of the pandemic to have all the information. Okay, but I will reach out to you personally on Monday. Okay.
All right, thank you.
You're good to go. Okay, Naomi, you have something to say?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for all of you. Thank you for the program, Jason. And I just want to say that the program's been a pillar of support for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Naomi. I was part of our Marian team too with Henry. We do a lot of different things throughout the course of the year. We have had to halt volunteering, obviously, for the reasons of what's going on out in the world. But we still have some people who are volunteering in their own ways. And then we are also still conducting our workshops. We're still doing our conferences. I was just appointed chair for the CUNY Emerging Leaders Conference, which is going to come up in next year, in the early part of next year. Sandra was part of a group that went to the Air Force Academy last year for a conference. We're going to continue with that. That'll be a remote conference this year. But we do a lot of things. There were some questions in the chat about how you apply. When you have my email, which you already do, you can reach back out to me and I will send you the links. But you can also just visit the website. If you type in Hostos SLA or Student Leadership Academy in Google, you will find all the information there. All the applications are online. And you can always apply and you send it in to us. And what happens is you actually get interviewed by your peers, by the alumni of the organization. And it's a great way to develop the beginnings of a relationship, as you heard from some of the members here. So it's 5:27. I want to honor everybody's time. For those of you that visit with us today, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you got a lot of information about scholarships and Phi Theta Kappa and student government. And if you haven't gotten enough information as of yet, we're all here and we're here to support you. So we will be in touch through the emails to everybody who registered for the event. And we'll send you some updates. We'll send you a survey about what happened today. And you can join us. If you're going to watch this after the event and you want more information, we will share in each of those individual videos information on how to connect with us. And we look forward to having you win scholarships. Please join Phi Theta Kappa. Apply for the Student Government Association. There will be a new slate next year. There are some seats that may open in the spring because people are graduating. And if you like to explore, your leadership skills and develop some things with us, please join the Hostos Student Leadership Academy. And that being said, thank you guys for being here.
Jason, did you get a haircut or something? Your hair's looking real fresh. Just saying.
Okay.
On camera.
T, I cannot with you. Yo, you know what? I'm done.
Just FYI, Tiana, he hasn't cut his hair for like the entire quarantine.
Really?
You look great, Jason.
Wow, boss, you could never tell you would have split ends or anything. It looks so great.
Thank you all for ending this on a humorous note. It's
thank
Friday.
you very much,
I won't
boss.
see you guys before Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to
Happy
everybody,
Thanksgiving,
or
everyone.
whatever it is you decide to celebrate.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
everyone.
Thanksgiving.
I love you
Indigenous Peoples
guys.
Day. We love from the Hostos Student Leadership Academy. Everybody, how do you do that? Okay, there you go. Everybody, take care. Thank you for being here.
FYI, this is the last week to apply for scholarships, so make sure that you do apply. Make sure that you take all the steps that you need this week before Thanksgiving, because all the scholarships will be closing next Sunday. So
Thank you,
Guys,
Mayi, for
please
giving us that
apply for
information.
scholarship. Please do that. And if you need help, reach out to Margie because she helped me out.
Yeah. All right, guys. Bye. Have a good
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Happy
Good night.
Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Boss,
Yes.
hold up, boss. How are you? I
You
gotta
didn't
hold you. I'm
talk.
gonna hold you here after everybody leaves.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Why is everybody? Yo, Tiana, why
Because
did
you know I'm not
Tiana,
trying
why
to
did
leave
look at
you
me?
here.
Tiana,
I'm
hold on,
trying to
hold on.
talk to boss.
Hold on, Tiana. Hold up, Sandra. Tiana, how do
No,
y'all
we're
look at me
still
like that? Like I did
recording,
something
okay?
wrong. Like I
I'm
can't
done.
have a 45-minute appointment.
I just paused.
Tiana looked at me like, "What are you doing, man? Like, what is going on with you?"
No, I just thought you wanted to make like an announcement or something.
Oh, definitely. I'll make an announcement. How are you? Happy day, Dre. What's going on?
Your haircut looks
Hey,
good
Steph.
too, Stefan.
I literally try. I went through quarantine without getting a haircut, and my hair was really long, and I was like, enough is enough.
I thought November was supposed to be a no shave month for the men.
No, that's another.
Shave November
We're
or
not gonna.
something?
We're not gonna do that. No, nothing Novembers. We're not gonna even go into November. What November is?
Okay,
not give these people
Stefan are
any
like,
ideas.
no. Oh, Mayi said no too. Okay.
Not give these people any ideas.
Strong nose. Everybody.
Stefan,
Yes,
Stefan,
ma'am.
I tried to reply to your question. I tried to reply to you privately, but it
We're
said
still
that you were
recording,
not
by the
connected.
way.
Yeah, I left pretty early. I had to follow up with another office because they called me during the appointment, so I disappeared for like 5 minutes. So
Okay.
there was another issue with my financial aid and stuff, so they had to kind of figure out what the situation was. So Jason, I have some answers for you, boss.
Okay, so send me an email.
Yeah,
Just
so
let me
I
know.
did apply to 5 scholarships, Maji, so I don't know if you have record of the ones that I applied
Yes,
to.
I
or-
saw that you applied for some of the scholarships, several of them.
We're still
actually. They're
recording.
Oh, look at that. Guys, somebody's taking
They're still
advantage.
processing, and no decisions have been made. We'll be updating everyone.
Okay, thanks, Maji.
Hope that means everybody applied to scholarships.
All right, everybody. I'm disconnecting this line. If you need to talk to me, you know how to find me.
Bye, everyone.
Jason.
Bye.
Thank you, Denise, for all your help.
Question.
Yeah.
Are we going to meet for the 24th for the turkey giveaway?
So I'm not coming down because I want to give you guys all the spots. So I don't want to take any space. So I have to coordinate that with Madeline, but she should be reaching out over the weekend with some more details.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.